All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing? Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint is a tactical shooter video game developed by Ubisoft Paris and published by Ubisoft. The game was released worldwide on October 4th of 2019 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, and on December 18th of 2019 for Stadia. The game was the 11th installment for Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon franchise, a narrative sequel to 2017's video game Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Wildlands. The game was set in the open world environment called Aurora, a fictional island chain in the Pacific Ocean. The player takes on the role of Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Nomad Perriman, a U.S. Special Operation Forces service member sent to the island to investigate the series of disturbance involving Selk Technology, a military contractor, based on Aurora. Upon release, TCGR Breakpoint received mixed reviews from critics and the criticism for its mechanics and mission design. The game underperformed commercially despite selling 6 million on all platforms as of January 1st, 2020 worldwide. The live service support for the game ended on April 5th of 2022, shortly after Ubisoft added NFTs to the game. I'll put the link in the description. Y'all can read the rest of it on wikipedia.org. Now, I got a chance to play the beta for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It was also the same year that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 was out. So I said what I said during that time, and I'm not walking back on that. Now, I played this game months later. I got it for Christmas or birthday, one of the two. I can't remember. And what I noticed is that the gameplay was improved. The AI improved significantly. You can choose between going solo or adding the squad AI to assist you on the missions. It doesn't matter if it's the main story missions or the side missions. So, I mean, the story was 50-50. At times it was interesting. That's the good side. But the bad side, it just feels like it's just there, But, oh yeah, I definitely love the story expansions for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It was awesome, especially when they had Sam Fisher from the Splinter Cell universe. That was tremendous, and I loved it, every minute of it. And the stealth is phenomenal. It's an improvement over Ghost Recon Wildlands, and they have this emphasis on survival more so than Wildlands. So I didn't play this game at launch. I played it at least like months afterwards. So I did not play the multiplayer, so I don't know how good or bad it is. Nor I played the co-op. I played solo. I mean, there was some good and there's some bad. I feel that Ghost Recon Breakpoint is an average game in the franchise. That's my verdict. Take it for what it is. Now, as far as Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it is a 2020 action RPG video game developed by Ubisoft Montreal, published by Ubisoft. It's the 12th major installment in the Assassin's Creed series and the successor to 2018 Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The years was set in 872 to 878 AD. The game recounts the fictional story during its Viking expansions into the British Isles. Players control Eivor, a Viking raider who attempted to establish a new Viking clan in England, becomes embroiled in the centuries-old conflict between Assassin Brotherhood, who fights for peace and liberty, and Templar Order, who desire peace through control. There's another story. It's a framing story that is set in 21st century. It follows Layla Hassan, assassin, relives Eivor's memories so as to find a way to save the earth from destruction. So you can read the rest of it on wikipedia.org. I'm not going to bore y'all to death. It has more positives than negatives. Now, the positives, I would say there's so much to do in the world. I mean, I got to give credit where credit is due for Ubisoft Montreal and for adding, more expansion stories and the DLCs and free ones as well. I mean, it's crazy. It doesn't matter if it's a Halloween festival, Thanksgiving festival, Christmas, you name it, you got it. Even Valentine's Day, it's bananas. The characters, the voice acting, the music, the visuals, and the graphics, the world design. Yeah, I like that. I like the Siege of Paris more than the Wrath of the Droids for the fact that it's stealth and it's different. It's not just running around hack and slash, but that's my main issue with the game. It just feels more like it's hack and slash. The stealth and assassination takes a complete backseat, but it takes most of the backseat, like 80-90% of the time. It just feels like, what are we doing? If it's called Assassin's Creed, then why are you encouraging players to just run around hack and slashing like it's Ninja Gaiden or Devil May Cry, you know? And I loved going after the legendary beasts because it's different, it's awesome, and it's more interesting than compared to going after the Order of the Ancients. You know, you have, the mercenaries, the not so mercenaries. You got different types of members, different types of groups, different type. You deal with, do you want to assassinate them while people around, or do you want to wait until they're alone or they're looking for a fight? Things of that nature. It's just that when you put on a cloak on and everything, you have to be calm, cool, quiet. Don't draw attention to yourselves. I love that. But sometimes it can't be helped because they will spot you like, oh, crud. And you have no choice but to either run away or you have to try to draw them away from the innocent crowd to fight them. I remember I fought this one member of the Order of the Ancients. It was a high level, and I was low. And I ended up beating him, and I was shocked. So you could get away with doing that, but others not so much. So I had to level up Eivor. I picked her as a woman instead of a man. So I mean, the negative side of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, this game is just too doggone long. I mean, I'm gonna get to the hours and the minutes momentarily. There are bugs and glitches, and that's a given in today's video games. The side missions or missions in general, there are at times where it can be repetitive to the point where you scratching your head like, okay, why we're doing this? Why? It just feels repetitive, So the mini games, I don't like how you have to go after certain, like, what was it, 2 members of the Order of the Ancients, and you got to win a drinking game in some chess game in order to get more information. I mean, that's cool. It's different, but it's a hassle because them AIs be cheating. You know what I'm saying? You're like, hey, man, what you doing? I don't want a cakewalk, but I don't want the AI be cheating at the same time, So, yeah, I mean... And I think that's where we reached that point not we, but the Assassin's Creed fans reached the point of, okay, we need to scale back. No more open world games. Either it's got to be linear or it's going to be like a hybrid between linear and open world, not where it takes you like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110 plus hours to complete the game, let alone taking a few to several months, if not an entire year to complete it. I'm sure there are other gamers out there want to complete other games and not be stuck on one game for a long period of time. And that's why we're seeing, changes in the future Assassin's Creed games. Sort of. We don't know those games going to turn out, So my verdict for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I would say excellent, and I never thought I would say it. I wasn't a fan. I wasn't interested in the Viking era until I watched Vikings on Amazon Prime Video / Fire TV and Finland Saga, the anime, this first season. If it wasn't for those two, I wouldn't complete Assassin's Creed Valhalla at all. So I'm happy with the results, and if I do go back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla someday, it'll be the last chapter. That would be interesting, very interesting how that turns out. So with that in mind, throwing y'all salute. What's your thoughts on both Ubisoft's games? And forever and always keep pounding.